about you guys and your pick.
It was hysterical.
Point is, what I love about Notre Dame and what they do well is they don't panic in any sense. They never get out of the game plan. They never get off track. Even if they throw interceptions, even if they're behind the sticks, they're not going to get cute. They're not going to try something they're not comfortable with. They're never going to fire it down the sideline when it's not open just for the chance. They're not going to go for it on a fake punt just because they think they need to manufacture some momentum. They're confident enough that they're going to be steady throughout the game that at some point an opportunity or two is going to fall into their lap. That is what they did against Georgia, and that is what they did yesterday as well. And a couple opportunities here and there being the difference maker. There's just discipline. It really is. It's discipline. That is what that team embodies. I was really impressed. Even there was a play with Tyler Warren going down the left sideline, and one of the linebackers had a chance to absolutely level him. Level him. And he held up. They gave him a little shove, and that was it. And I love that. I was like, you know what? If he was on Texas, that guy would have dove right at his skull. But because it's Notre Dame and they embody that sense of discipline, I can't believe I'm waxing about Notre Dame in this sense. Yeah. But I was very impressed with how disciplined that team is. Not a lot of top-end talent offensively, but just discipline.
Yeah, and to take it a step further, too, the fans on both sides weren't really overbearing. Now, we had a drunk guy come sit next to us late in the game, which was a nightmare. But he was a funny
Mike was
enough
all
guy.
upset. Mike was all upset.
He sat right in front of me. Like, Christian, we were all right, first off, ask me who won the Orange Bowl.
Who won the Orange Bowl?
Russo and Rizzo won the Orange Bowl, man. We really had a setup. We had great seats from my uncle, and at halftime, we went up to the press box, got our free food, got a coffee. Almost spilled coffee on Colin. It's probably not a story I could tell on air, but I did not spill coffee on Colin. And then we went back down to the seats right in time for kickoff. So we had great seats, because we thought the Buckeyes were going to be playing in that game, by the way. But we had great seats, and we had a press pass, which meant free food and second row seats.
We got out of there. It was 11:08, 11:09 by the time that field goal hit, and then, a couple minutes go by, and then you have that the kickoff, and then that last play. So the second that kickoff commenced, and it was 27-24 with about 8 seconds remaining, Mike and I, since we were at the very front of our section, instead of being trapped in that major traffic jam, that snake traffic jam that's going to commence the second the game ends, we got to the top. And we watched that last play, the lateral play that went nowhere, from the top. Gives you a good exit strategy. So from 11:08, we were in our seats in the bottom of the section. 12:13, we were getting off Okeechobee Boulevard.
Downtown West Palm.
On exit 70 on I-95.
We really
That is pretty freaking good.
Masterclass exit strategy.
That is good.
Colin and I, after that field goal happened, I go, Colin, we got a couple options here. We could sit here and wait till the end of the game and just accept our fate, or we could try to figure something out. We both looked at each other. We're like, let's just watch it at the top. We'll watch it at the top, and then we'll gun it. Because lucky enough, our section was by the southwest section of the stadium, and that's where the media parking was. So we ran down the ramp. And by the way, Tina, if you're listening, absolute blast running down that ramp. We ran down the ramp at the Orange Bowl, got into our car, did not get any traffic whatsoever, and I got us home in an hour.
That's pretty good.
And I got us home in an hour.
I lost my car. I forgot where I parked.
We got lucky.
You were wandering through a dirt lot?
Yes.
Finding your car.
Yeah.
Were you in a traffic jam? How long were you in the stadium post game?
I actually watched the final play from the concourse too, but I had to get my bag from the press box. So there were a couple reasons. I had to coordinate with my buddies who had different seats than me and my girlfriend.
So you didn't get out of there 20 minutes post game?
We got to the parking lot of my apartment, which is West Palm, 12:40.
Right. So about 30 minutes
dogs.
later. Yeah, 30 minutes later.
So I could tell. I told Colin, I'm like, bro, I know where the car is. He goes, Mike, I'm not seeing it. We keep going. He goes, Mike, where's the car? And sure enough, like, thank God. I'm like, I have a general vicinity where this thing is. And granted, I found it pretty quick. Would you agree? Yeah, I found it pretty quick.
Not bad. So our exit strategy was good at a Hard Rock Stadium. And I've been hearing horror stories. Maybe I'm wrong. I've been hearing horror stories about people getting in and out of that stadium and the traffic and everything.
I got to say, it took me an hour and 15 minutes to park. It was awful. I've
done it twice, and I got out of a Dolphins game on a 1 o'clock kickoff. I got door to door in 58 minutes or 57 minutes, And then yesterday was a little over an hour.
So the problem was getting off of the highway the time I came down. You guys went down there earlier. I think I said it on the air. If I do it again, I'm going an hour earlier. But when I got down there at like 2:40, I left at 1:15, probably got down there at 2:20. All right, took me an hour and 5. I didn't park until about 3:40.
How do you get lost in a park? There's nobody there.
No,
It's 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
Bumper to bumper traffic.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Bumper to bumper traffic of people trying to get in and tailgate. And the Tenables did not know where the media lot was. They kept sending me the wrong way. And then finally the guy goes, all right, yeah, you take this road and you keep going straight. I took the road and kept going straight. I ended up in somebody's driveway. I ended up in a neighborhood. So I'm like, all right. I text Brian. It's 3:10 at this point. I text our content director and manager, Brian Rowitz. I said, Brian, I'm in jeopardy of missing the start of the show at this point. I've been driving around aimlessly for an hour. And then he tells me there's a QR code on the back of the parking pass. I scanned the QR code, and I was able to, put 2 and 2 together on how the heck to get to the lot.
Not bad.
I got here early, had no trouble getting in. But I would say Miami Gardens, City of Miami Gardens, or whatever, who controls that, build some cool stuff around your stadium.
A strip of bars, something.
Anything.
A Buffalo Wild Wings would work.
Shuttle. Just like something that we could shuttle bus from like that.
That's even an extra step. Just build the stuff there. I don't care,
Yeah,
man.
I agree with that. And there's certain stadiums where there's absolutely nothing going on around it. And there's certain stadiums that's in the thick of everything, which is great. And so it really is. You're at the mercy of the location. Like the Kaseya Center in Miami, you're right there. You're in downtown. It's great. And then you compare it to Hard Rock Stadium, and you got houses everywhere. Anaheim at the Angels Park, one of the most godforsaken sporting venues I've ever been to. There's nothing going on around it. There's Disney World like a mile down, and that's it. So I hate places like that. You need like bars, restaurants, some livelihood. Petco Park in San Diego. Nobody does it better than them. So,
really?
Yep. That's Christian Cat, who is a bit solemn in his loss about Penn State to Notre Dame yesterday, 27-24 in the Orange Bowl yesterday. We got the Cotton Bowl tonight in Dallas between Ohio State and Texas. We'll get into what we think about that one. We had a good time at Hard Rock Stadium, but now it's time for the game where Mike can now be a little nervous instead of Christian for a change as we figure out who